Yellow, it's N60 Sean, and we're casting our minds back. We're just taking a trip down memory lane here as we see Will Power winning the Money in the Bank briefcase towards the end of Season 3, which means that he could cash in for a title shot whenever he fancied. That is what Money in the Bank briefcase means. And with WrestleMania on the horizon, will Power be using that briefcase to cash in and get his title shot in the main event of WrestleMania? That seemed to be Will's plan. However, Vanoss, who has spent the whole of this road to WrestleMania being obsessed with regaining the N60 Championship that he lost, beat up Chris Danger and said to Will, if you don't give me a shot at that Money in the Bank briefcase, then terrible things are going to happen to Chris Danger. Will Power, being the lovely, wonderful soul that he is, didn't want anything bad to happen to his buddy Chris, and granted Vanoss a Money in the Bank ladder match. This is probably Vanoss's last possible shot to get himself in the title mix for WrestleMania, and he has lured Will into a trap here by getting him to agree to this Money in the Bank ladder match. As Will, with a big clothesline to Vanoss, and Will is not going to be wanting to get involved with this match in any way whatsoever. Nobody wants to be going into a ladder match with WrestleMania so close away, and Vanoss, oh my days, Vanoss went for a springboard leg drop, and the recklessness of Vanoss coming into play again as he totally missed. And now he's on the outside, and Will Power setting up the ladder in the middle of the ring. Remember, to win this match, you need to climb the ladder and retrieve the briefcase. The briefcase which Will has already won in a ladder match. And Will Power is up top here. He's got the briefcase, but Vanoss climbing up and managing to just catch Will just before he unhooks that briefcase with shots to the midsection. And a huge kick, sending Will flying from the top of that ladder. High risk of injury in this match, a dangerous match, especially this close to WrestleMania, and a huge double axe handle from the top of the ladder by Vanoss, who now sends Will Power to the outside. Vanoss, who has pretty much got involved with almost every single match in the early parts of Season 4, interfering in the Royal Rumble, in the mini Rumbles, trying to gain an advantage in that, wasn't successful in the Royal Rumble, and it's just been plotting and scheming, thinking how he can get himself back into that title mix. And this is what he's come up with, and that is to lure Will Power into a trap and get him to put his Money in the Bank briefcase on the line. And what is Vanoss thinking here as he's setting up some sort of ladder bridge on the outside? As Will now seeing too much messing around with the ladders means that Will Power has had some time to recuperate and just slams Vanoss into that ladder bridge and drops him snake eyes face first into the steel. And Will Power doing what he does best, doing a bit of dancing, and going up onto the apron now and jumping off the side with a senton splash, knocking Vanoss down. We're so close towards the end, to WrestleMania. What could there be any final twists and turns? Is Will now scuttling up that ladder, and he has got his hands on that briefcase. As now Vanoss climbs up to the top rope. Will Power in a great situation here, but Vanoss not managing to make it. Vanoss trying with hardest to try and get Will off of that briefcase, and does so by shoving the ladder down and sending Will crashing to the canvas. What could Vanoss be thinking here as he's picking up ladders? Well, he's shot one outside of the ring. There's quite a lot of ladders in the ring. As Will now, again, Vanoss taking a lot of time rearranging the furniture here, and this is giving Will time to recover. Will is not going to have to go through 5 other blokes to win the Money in the Bank briefcase. He's not going to want to lose it here to Vanoss, who has already been a Money in the Bank briefcase holder. He's already cashed in at the expense of Jacksepticeye. Could we see history repeating itself here with Vanoss getting his hands on the Money in the Bank briefcase? That is going to be bad news for Jacksepticeye, who already has learnt the hard way what Vanoss can do with that Money in the Bank briefcase. Stomping on the calves of Will Power, and now making the ascent, climbing up to the ladder. But that was almost dangerous there with that ladder propped up on the ropes. Will Power almost sending Vanoss through it. And now with right hands, still that fall from the top is not going to be good news, as Will sends Vanoss to the outside, scuttling up the ladder. Huge, great, amazing athleticism from Will Power, running up that ladder and diving to Vanoss on the outside of the ring. This is the sort of offense that Will is going to want to be putting together if he's going to want to have any chance of retaining the Money in the Bank briefcase and paving his way to WrestleMania. Will now with that ladder and smashing it right into the head of Vanoss. Impromptu Money in the Bank ladder match on N60 Shaw. Will Power versus Vanoss. The winner really getting into the driving seat in that title opportunity as we head towards WrestleMania. Will now picking up Vanoss, sending Vanoss to the right, sending him into the corner. Huge matches at WrestleMania. We've got the tag team titles which are going to be on the line. The N60 Championship, the Heroes Championship, where more information on how you can enter for the Heroes Championship is going to be coming up either in the next video on Monday or maybe on Wednesday. We're just ironing out a few details, but you will know how to get involved with the Heroes Championship match very, very soon. Vanoss now with the advantage and sending Will ribs first into the announce table, and now Vanoss not content with just using ladders as a weapon, now helping himself out to the steel stairs, but deciding maybe that what is Vanoss thinking here? Vanoss has got an obsession with just rearranging the ringside area, drops Will Power with a Michinoku driver on the outside, and it's just thrown the top of the Fun Kids commentary table. Just thrown it straight into the first row. Monitors now on the floor. And this does not look good for Will, because if Will Power goes through that table, you've got to think that this could be Money in the Bank briefcase. Well, that Vanoss is going to be a new Money in the Bank briefcase holder, but Will's managed to turn it around. Vanoss has now been thrown onto the table. Will's got him up, paid straight through the table, and this is a huge opportunity for Will. Get in the ring, mate. Get your briefcase back. Will's been lured into this. It's been a complete setup and a trap by Vanoss, using Chris Danger as bait to lure Will Power into this match. Vanoss' last chance to get involved in the title opportunity at WrestleMania, as Will now, he's got his hands on the briefcase, but Vanoss just managing to recover, climbing the ladder. Can Will undo that briefcase before Vanoss gets to him? But no, Vanoss with a right hand into the midsection of Will Power, and that is not a nice landing for Will Power. And now Vanoss has got his hands on the briefcase. Could we be looking at a new Mr. Money in the Bank here, as he's but Will now managing to push that ladder, and Vanoss is holding on, dangling from the top of the briefcase. Will, mate, you need to grab him, otherwise he's going to win. And lands on Will's shoulders and drops him with almost sort of like a reverse on the shoulders powerbomb. Will now hoisting up Vanoss. Big right hands to Will. This has become a personal issue. This is more than the Money in the Bank briefcase. Vanoss has attacked Will's friend, and Will wants to get revenge for his buddy Chris. Vanoss seeming to have just gone through everyone, seems to have turned his back on his buddies to get this title match, doing things which maybe he wouldn't always believe in, and now he's got Will set up. Sit out powerbomb, and Will's spine and neck being driven into that ladder. And this is not good news for our Mr. Money in the Bank, Will Power, as Vanoss now with two shoulder tackles, misses with a clothesline. Shades of John Cena, the face that runs the place, dropping Will Power onto the back. And see, this is how Vanoss has changed. Usually he'd be hitting the worm. In the last Money in the Bank ladder match that Vanoss was in, he was dancing and doing the worm. This attitude has changed Vanoss. He's now so focused on regaining his N60 Championship that he's not even doing the worm. Come on, Vanoss, man. And Vanoss climbing up that ladder, both hands on the briefcase. And now Will just scuttling up. Right hands to Vanoss, trying to knock Vanoss down. Smashes his head into the top of the ladder. Another right hand sending Vanoss crashing to the canvas. Could he get the briefcase? And 630 senton splash from the top of the ladder. And that has got to be it. Will Power to climb up and regain his Money in the Bank briefcase. But Vanoss is up again. The man's a machine. Climbing up to the top. Right hands now to the midsection of Will. Whoever wins this exchange is essentially probably going to be going back with the briefcase. And what is happening here? Oh, mate, Vanoss. Vanoss has got Will hooked up. Suplex off the top of the ladder, through the bridge of the ladder. Will Power sent through the ladder by Vanoss. Absolute insanity. Is there nothing that Vanoss won't do to try and get his hands back on the championship? Will Power has been put through a ladder on the outside of the ring, and Vanoss is once again Mr. Money in the Bank, and that is bad news for everyone. We know that Vanoss has got no morals when it comes to cashing in that Money in the Bank briefcase. Jacksepticeye and both Dan and Dan TDM have got to be on notice, as Vanoss has the Money in the Bank briefcase once again. What is that going to mean as we head into WrestleMania? Guys, drop a like if you enjoyed the match. Thank you so much to everyone who subscribed and watched all the videos before. Remember, we did a video with Dan TDM last week. Go and check that out if you haven't already. And also as well, I'm thinking of ways that we could do some live streaming stuff. So one of those ideas was that we could maybe do a live stream where we're all creating a character, a live stream of maybe some My Career mode stuff, maybe put a YouTuber or like N60 Sean in a My Career series. If you guys would like that, leave your thoughts in the comments. As always, appreciate what you guys think. Cheers, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.